This story is about a lady named Iniubong Umoren from the southern part of the country, fresh out of university, seeking for a paid job. In her quest for job, let's see what unfolds. Iniubong was a Nigerian woman from Akwa Ibom State. She was a university graduate who recently completed her National Youth Service program. Like many other young graduates in Nigeria, she was actively seeking for a paid employment. Those who knew her described her as focused on building a stable future and supporting her family. Her search for work took place within a border and context of high youth unemployment and widespread of informal job recruitment channels, including social media. In 2021, Iniobong shared information of her online indication and saying that she was available for employment. Shortly after, she was contacted by a man who claimed to be offering job and he had a job opportunity. The communication took place through social media and phone calls. The man identified himself as a professional worker in the oil and gas sector and told her that there was a position available for administrative or marketing related duty. He invited her to attend a job interview in Uyo, the capital of Akwa Ibom State. The invitation appeared consistent with common informal recruitment practice in Nigeria. The suspect provided address and scheduled time for the meeting. There was no public report that Iniobong had reason to suspect the invitation or deem it false. She involved and informed friends and family that she was going for a job interview on the agreed date. She prepared and left the house to attend the meeting. On April 29, 2021, Iniobong traveled to a location provided for the interview. According to the later police findings, she arrived at the suspect residence in New York. After the point of communication with her became irregular, messages sent to her phone were unanswered and calls went through without response. As time passed, her family and friends became increasingly concerned. When Iniobong failed to return home and make contact later that day, relatives attempted to reach her repeatedly. By the following day, concern escalated into alarm. Her disappearance was reported to the police. At the time, family members and friends and the public began to share her photograph and personal details on social media, asking for information about her whereabouts. Public reaction to the disappearance was swift. The case attracted significant attention on the Nigerian social media platform, hashtag calling for her safe return home. It trended nationally. Many Nigerians expressed concern about the safety of young women attending job interview. Arranged through informal channel, civil society groups and activists and concerned citizens amplified the call for urgent police actions. Such effort initially focused on tracing her last known location and communication. Information shared online indicated the general area she had gone for the interviews. Members of the public provided tips and police began tracking phone records connected to her final communication. This effort led investigators to identify a man who invited her for the interview. On May 3, 2021, the Akwa Ibom State Police Command announced the arrest of the suspect connected with Iniobong's disappearance. The suspect was identified as a resident of Uyo who had allegedly lured her into her home under the pretense of a job interview. Police statements indicated that the arrest followed the intelligence gathering and analysis of phone recording at the time. Following the arrest, police conducted a search of the suspect's residence. During these investigations, investigators made discoveries and shifted the case from missing person investigation to a homicide inquiry. The police confirmed that Iniobong was unalive. Her remains was recovered from a shallow grave within the premises of the suspected home. Police publicly stated that the suspect confessed to unaliving her during the interrogation. According to official statements, the suspect admitted that the job offer was false, that he had acted alone. The police reported that the discovery of the item that belonged to the victim included personal belongings found at the scene. The announcement of her departure prompted wide public grief and anger. Vigils and protests were held in several cities across Nigeria. Many citizens demanded for accountability and stronger measures to protect women and job seekers. Akwa Ibom State condemned the crime and assured the public that justice would be pursued through legal process. The suspect was formally charged with murder. The case was brought before the High Court in Akwa Ibom State. Court proceedings followed established legal process and prosecution presenting evidence gathering during the investigation. They included statements made by the suspect, forensic findings, and testimonies from police that were involved in the case. The evidence presented at the court established a sequence of events leading to Iniubong's demise. The prosecution demonstrated how the suspect contacted her, invited her to under false pretense, arranging the meeting at his residence. Investigators testified about the phone's record linking the suspect to the final communication, about physical evidence that was recovered at his properties. The court also concluded and considered the suspect's confession and the documentation of the police admissible. Of these confessions was addressed according to the Nigerian legal standard. The prosecution argued that the confession was voluntary and corroborated by physical evidence. The defense was given the opportunity to challenge the prosecution case and cross-examine witnesses. Thorough trial and court maintained a factual approach, focusing evidence rather than public sentiment. Media coverage reported to each stage of the proceeding, ensuring the public awareness of the judicial process. The case continued to draw national attention due to the implication of the public safety and justice. In 2022, the court delivered a judgment after reviewing the evidence presented to both prosecution and defense. The judge found the accused guilty of murder, but the court held that prosecution and was proving the case beyond reasonable doubt as required by the law. The suspect sentenced to death by hanging according to the provision of the Nigerian law applicable to the offense of murder in Akwa Ibom State. They emphasized the seriousness of a crime to the breach of trust in involvement in luring victims under the false pretense. The sentences marked the formal conclusion of the trial in the High Court. As other capital cases in Nigeria, the judgment was subject to possibility of appeal as provided by the law of public report following the verdict, following the outcome of the legal significance rather than speculation about the failure or future proceedings. The Iniubong case held and lasted the effect of public disclosure in Nigeria. It heightened risks and associated with formal job recruitment practices and raised questions about personal safety, particularly for young women, and other renowned discussions about responsibility of law enforcement agency and justice system responding promptly to report of missing person. In response to the case, some state government and civil society increased public awareness campaign on job safety and verification. Advice circulated urging job seekers to confirm interview location, inform trusted contacts on their movement, and avoid isolated meeting places. While this measure did not originate solely from the case, the incident intensified the conversation. From justice perspective, the case demonstrated the role of public engagement in drawing attention to criminal investigation. Social media played a significant role in accelerating awareness and pressure of action, though official findings and outcomes remain grounded in police investigation and court proceedings. The murder of Iniubong remained a reference point to discussion about gender-based violence and criminal accountability in Nigeria. The documented evidence and investigation judgment illustrated that the legal system addressed the high-profile criminal case within the framework of existing law. And at its core, the case was recorded for young women seeking employment, a criminal act committed under deception, a legal process resulting to conviction and sentencing continues. To inform the public awareness about safety and responsibility for justice contemporary in Nigeria, please, this video was for educational purpose and public awareness only. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.